Here's what you missed on the Sully Baseball Daily Podcast. I, as a Red Sox fan, am furious at what happened last night. And this is not retroactive fury. If you follow me on Twitter, and by the way, go follow me on Twitter and thank me later. The Red Sox had everything in the palm of their hand to make this a wonderful weekend. They had the Yankees not only on the ropes for the game and the series, but basically for the season and moving forward. And what did they do? They let them get off the mat. And who is the new Yankee hero? Who is the person that all Yankee fans should be loving right now and buying his jerseys right now? And the man who's leading the Yankees back to contention? Ryan Dempster. Red Sox pitcher Ryan Dempster, who is joining the likes of Mike Torres and Calvin Schiraldi and Bob Stanley as Red Sox pitcher, and Jim Burton, Red Sox pitchers who wet the bed in the big moment. But do you know what? Schiraldi and Stanley and Burton and Torres and anyone else you want to throw at me, at least they were trying to win. They may have failed on a big stage, but they were trying to win. Ryan Dempster stood on the mound on national television and woke the Yankees up. Do you realize how many positive things Ryan Dempster has to do now to get out of my doghouse? He may have to save my life. Literally. Like, save me from drowning in order to get out of my doghouse. And even if he revives me after I've been drowning in a lake, I look up and said, "You're Ryan Dempster." "Yeah, thanks for saving my life. But what the hell were you doing throwing at Alex Rodriguez?" Which is what he was doing. The Red Sox had a 2-0 lead. CC Sabathia looked terrible, and he was terrible. Red Sox take a 2-0 lead in the first inning. Yankees look dead from the neck up, especially after the game before when Hiroki Kuroda, who's been their best pitcher, got smacked around. All of a sudden, it's here we go again. Yankees about to lose this series. So Alex Rodriguez leads off the next inning. Dempster throws inside. Dempster throws inside. Dempster throws it behind him. Dempster hits him. He's obviously trying to hit him. Well, guess what? I don't care if the crowd's like, "Oh yeah, he hit ARod, woohoo!" I didn't say that. I was watching the game. The minute he hit him, I said, "You idiot. Don't hit him." And of course, both benches erupt. Girardi gets upset. And what happened with ARod? Do you remember that inning? He came around and scored, and the Yankees came and tied the inning. The leadoff batter got on base that inning in Rodriguez, and he scored. Ryan Dempster's job, especially after the Red Sox took a 2-0 lead in the first inning, is to put a 0 on the board. His job is to get batters out, not to measure his Johnson, which is what he was doing. He was measuring his junk, saying, "Look at me, I'm big and tough, I can hit Alex Rodriguez, woohoo!" I've already mentioned in the podcast I did back in April when I was outside Trader Joe's that I hate all this beanball bullshit. I don't say bullshit often, but that's what this is. If you want to show me you're tough, you want to show up Alex Rodriguez, do what you do? You strike him out. You make him look bad. You don't put him on base. You don't put the leadoff batter on base. What circumstance does that make sense? Hey, we just scored 2 runs off of CC Sabathia. Let's put the leadoff runner on base to show how tough I am. Woo! No, it shows you that you're an idiot. Ryan Dempster's an idiot. I hope Ryan Dempster's listening to this podcast right now. He is a multi-millionaire, and the Red Sox are paying him millions of dollars to get batters out. And he decided not to do that last night. And what did he do? He not only let the runner on base and start a 2-run rally, but he woke the Yankees up. He made the Yankees a cohesive team. He made the Yankees, suddenly the Yankees put together a tremendous run. They scored 9 runs in the last 8 innings. They put up big hits. And who led the way? Rodriguez. He got 3 hits last night, including a homer. He drove in a pair of runs. He was involved in every aspect of all the big rallies that happened last night. And you can point to all of it when he hit that batter. The whole game turned around at that moment. I don't want to hear Yankee fans saying, well, why didn't they throw Dempster out? Are you kidding me? The best thing that happened to the Yankees was that they left Dempster in. He became a piñata. And I don't want to hear about, well, we need to retaliate against the Red Sox. You did. What retaliation is better? What humiliation is better than Dempster trying to show what a tough guy he is by hitting Rodriguez, than Rodriguez turning right around and hitting a home run off of him? That is 10 billion times more impressive than a Yankee pitcher hitting a Red Sox batter. So let me tell you what the story should have been. The story should have been the Yankees came into Boston. Kuroda and Sabathia looked like junk. The Yankees left town losing 2 games in Boston, leaving 9.5 games out of first place, bickering within each other, and with ARod considering suing the team. And the Red Sox could have looked at the Yankees and said, hey, you have fun with your little circus. We're focused on winning the American League East. If you're interested in the playoffs, we'll leave you tickets at the window at Fenway Park. But no, that's not what's happening now. Now the Yankees have won each of their last 3 series. A couple of, 10 days ago, the Yankees were 1 game over 500 after being swept by the lowly Chicago White Sox and going to face the Detroit Tigers. And all of us were giddy because all the Tigers had to do was win 2 out of 3, and the Yankees would be a 500 team in mid-August. They'd be the definition of an also-ran. And Rivera was starting to wet the bed, and we were all getting giddy about that. And now the team is woken up. Now the team is awake, and they're gelling. Notice I didn't say they're gelling together, because things don't gel apart. When you say they're gelling, you're implying that they're gelling together, okay? So if you find yourself saying, oh, the Yankees are gelling together, don't, just say they're gelling. Just learn what words mean before you say them. And learn what your job is before you do it, Ryan Dempster. My goodness. You know, and I don't want to hear a single Red Sox fan say they need to send a message. Yeah, he sent a message. He sent a message that him trying to be a tough guy is more important to him than trying to win a pennant. So maybe the Red Sox should sit his butt down. I mean, I hear things like, well, you know, baseball is going to discipline Ryan Dempster. Well, do you know what the biggest discipline they can give the Red Sox is? Force him to keep pitching, because clearly winning a pennant is low on Ryan Dempster's priority list. It has never impressed me, pitchers hitting batters. Even Pedro Martinez, who's my favorite player of all time, that was my least favorite part about him, was pitching at batters. Get him out. I don't care if you hit him. I don't care if you want to be a tough guy. I think nothing is more humiliating for a hitter than seeing them swing and miss and look stupid. Getting hit by a pitch? Take your base. All you on-base percentage guys, isn't that the whole point? To get on base? ARod got on base. And now I've got to bring another thing up. I was on Twitter yesterday. I was complaining like hell about this, and I was forearming any Red Sox fan who was defending Ryan Dempster. There is no defense to this. All right? How do you like it now? Wasn't it fun, Red Sox fans, about 10 days ago when it looked like the Yankees could possibly have a losing season this year? How do you like them now? How do you like the fact that they're hitting now? How do you like the fact that they're a team again? That they now can be a unified team and maybe put this ARod stuff behind him, seeing that he can now be a rallying point. Welcome back, ARod. Wasn't it more fun thinking that he was a pariah? And let me ask you something, Yankee fans. I didn't see many tweets last night from Yankee fans saying, oh, why is this guy still on the team? Just get him out of here. Get rid of him. A lot of Yankee fans were booing him. A lot of Yankee fans about a couple of weeks ago were saying, can't he just go away? Won't he go away? God, does he have to still be here? Can't we just cut him? Can't we just get rid of him? How many tweets did I see like that from Yankee fans? And how many of those same people were cheering last night? Were you booing him? Were you booing him when he hit the home run off of Dempster? I don't think you were. By the way, Brian Cashman apologist, I want to bring one thing up. It's very clear that Cashman did not want Alex Rodriguez on the squad, and he's also made it clear that the reacquiring of Alfonso Soriano was not his idea. So keep in mind, if it were up to Brian Cashman, they would neither have Soriano nor Rodriguez on this team, the two guys whose bats have woken up the Yankees. Now, it's still far-fetched to say that the Yankees are in the hunt for the American League East. They're 7.5 games back, and there's like 40 to play. That's still a big mountain to climb. And they are about, I think they're 6 games out of the wild card. But do you know how you make up those 6 games over a month and a half? You keep winning series. Do you know how you do that? You have a unified, cohesive team. Now, it's going to be very hard to do that for the Yankees if Sabathia keeps pitching as badly as he is, and if Phil Hughes keep pitching as badly as he is. I think it's a stretch to think that the Yankees are going to make the playoffs. But do you know what? If they do, you could point to last night and Ryan Dempster nailing Alex Rodriguez as the moment it began. I hate beanball stuff. And you know what, Red Sox fans? You want to boo like crazy the way that you were for Alex Rodriguez? Boo Ryan Dempster. Until, of course, he starts winning again. You know, thinking about what Ryan Dempster did with Alex Rodriguez yesterday reminded me of that scene in All the President's Men. Woodward and Bernstein made a colossal mistake that seemed to let Haldeman off the hook, and Deep Throat chastised Woodward, saying, "You've done worse than let Haldeman get away. You've let people feel sorry for him. I didn't think that was possible." Well, that's what Ryan Dempster's done. He's made people feel sorry for Alex Rodriguez. I didn't think that was possible. There's a new podcast every day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Unless there's a leap year, then we're going to do another one. Catch us on iTunes, SoundCloud, or follow us on Twitter at Sully Baseball. I'm your host, Paul Francis Sullivan. Please call me Sully.